which I think says a lot about him in and of itself. Before we actually get started, I just really want to say thank you to Aaron Alou. This thing would not have happened if Aaron Alou had not taken it upon himself to realize, I mean, the guy's, he's a fixture. We just expect him to be here. I had no clue we were at 50 years. I'm not even sure anybody in the department really knew at the time, and Aaron Alou brought it to our attention. 50 minutes. 50 minutes. We're going to be done in 50 minutes. So if I could get a round of applause for Aaron Alou for making this thing happen. Unbelievable. In fact, he obviously had lined up the motor patrol, I think, to help pay for this. I think he was going to do some out of his own pocket. And when I did find out about it, I said, no, the POA will be happy to pay for that. A few people gave me a little bit of grief on that. And I said, look, it's now a well-established practice. If you get to 50 years on the department, we're going to throw you a party. So anybody that wants to get to have a free party on the POA, stick around 50 years and we'll take care of it for you. If you do another 50, we're having a bigger party. In fact, you get to another 50, we're getting you a plot right out there in the middle of the park. That's right, the dogs can come pee on you. So, listen, I just want to give very short thanks to Corporal Schroeder. Obviously, we have a lot of great folks in this department, but my understanding, and you might know the answer to this, I think there might have been one other person that's made this milestone on the history of the department, I believe. Is that correct? Either of you? Has anybody else made 50? Anybody? Regardless, it's a long time, and you've been representing us well for a long time. When I was a young officer, and you were senior at that time, we all respected you. The amount of work you did then, and the fact is, at 50 years on the department, you're still out there driving around and doing the job, and that's just past remarkable. You make us all look great, and you know, it'd be one thing if you had 50 years on and you were the chief of police sitting behind a desk and just kind of taking it easy all the time. Don't say anything about it. I'm going to give you the microphone in a minute. So on behalf of the Police Officers Association, I just want to say thank you very much for making us look so good and for working so hard over the last 50 years. And you know what? Here's to another 50. We'll put you out in the middle out there. It'll be great. And without further ado, though, I would like to give the microphone to Chief Luna to say some words.
Thank you, Steve. And Aaron, a big thank you again, and not only for Aaron, but anyone else who was involved in putting together this event. Look around. There are several hundred people here, which is amazing. It's amazing to me, but it's got to be more amazing for Bob. And I can tell you this from talking to him from the minute I stepped on these grounds, he's not very comfortable right now. And I say that not to laugh at him, but that's the kind of man he is. He's accomplished a lot, and I'm going to read some notes about some things that he's done while he's been here. But above everything else, he's very humble. And I don't think anybody who's been on this department for any amount of time could never say that they haven't come across Bob Schroeder, whether it was in person, at the academy, or any of our facilities, or for anybody who worked graveyard and maybe had a question about the vehicle code, something he knows like the back of his hand, and you wanted to know what to cite somebody for, Bob was your guy. He was there. He did an amazing job at that. If we can just think for a quick second, 1965, what were you doing in 1965? That's the year that Bob came onto this job.
I'm just being born.
I'm hearing a lot of I wasn't born and I was 6. I wasn't born either, Bob. So I was born in 66 myself. And I know you're uncomfortable sitting in this chair, but think about this. When we usually have events like this, it's usually for retirements or when someone has passed. And that chair's got to be more comfortable than a coffin, I'm thinking. So sit here and enjoy all these really good things that we're going to talk about. So going back on to 1965, just a couple of things that were going on in 65 that whoever was around in 65 may remember this. I had to pull it off the internet. Joe Namath signed on with the Jets in 1965. Lucky Debonair was the Kentucky Derby champion. Winston Churchill and Nat King Cole passed away. The Watts riots occurred that year. A stamp was only 5 cents. Lyndon Johnson was our president. And when you think about that, that's 9 presidents ago to Obama today. So you have been on this police department as long as 9 United States presidents, which I find truly amazing. Police chief wives, you have gone through 12 chiefs of police. 12. William Mooney was the police chief when he came on in 65. I'm currently the chief, and I have this funny feeling you're going to outlast me. So just a couple of highlights that I want to read to you, because we don't like to read up here, but I got to tell you, in trying to summarize what Bob Schroeder's done on this police department for this city is just incredible when we talk about 50 years. He has hit a milestone. No one in the history of this police department, and I'd almost challenge anywhere in this state, let alone the United States, has anybody served on this police department longer than 50 years. Amazing. He began his career with our department in March of 1965, and in 1979 he joined the K-9 detail, which he worked for 33 years. 33 years. He just whispered to me that that was the only partner he can get. But you know what? On the way in, I talked to Mickey Bennett. Mickey waved at everybody over there, and he said he was Bob's last real partner. Or at least real partner with 2 legs. And after that, you guys must have had a really good time because you gave up 2-legged partners. But during that time period, he's had 7 K-9 partners, and I want to mention all the dogs or the partners that he worked with, because I know that is very incredibly important to a K-9 officer. His partners were Elk, Zeus, Kino, Amigo, and Igor. So, a lot of good partners there. Longest serving K-9 handler in our department. And I'm going to go again and say, I don't know, and maybe the K-9 guys can help me, if anyone else out there has served 33 years as a K-9 officer anywhere. Amazing. For 13 of those years, he participated on our SWAT team as one of our K-9 handlers and EMTs, and he's currently in the Honor Guard, which he's done for the last 31 years. So not only has Bob been coming to work day in and day out, doing his patrol duties, which are vitally important to what we do. Some will argue it's the backbone of what we do. But apart from that, he takes his time. He served on K-9, which is a specialized unit, and he's doing the Honor Guard, which is a completely ancillary duty. And that really shows how much he really cares about this police department and our family here. And that's, again, amazing. And if that wasn't enough, in 1969, he assisted in creating our first Explorer unit. And he served as a lead advisor for 25 years. And then I'm going to read a list of some of the awards he's gotten. And I read these awards, and I think everybody sitting here knows that what we do day in and day out, the majority of our work, and probably the best work we do, never gets rewarded or even recognized. And I can assure you this man sitting here to my right has had many of those moments. But he's gotten 239 career commendations and 5 unit citations. That may be a record in itself. A Meritorious Class A Award, Meritorious Class B Award, Meritorious Class C Award. He has also been honored with the Richard Rose Career Achievement Award, the Michael Sergi Memorial Award, and a Medal of Valor from Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. So on behalf of all the men and women of this police department, and as you look around the room, it's not only the ones who currently work here, but the ones who have retired from our department and served us honorably, we thank you for being who you are, because when we say you worked 50 years, you weren't just here 50 years or have been here 50 years, you're actually out there literally working every day. You're still running circles around a lot of our people. And we really, really appreciate that, and the citizens of this city can never repay you back for the years of service that you've provided to all of us. And you've been an awesome leader for all of us, including myself. I applaud you, I honor you, and I have so much respect for you and what you've done. Bob, thank you so much for everything.
And thanks to the chief for not reading that thing, because they stand up here and do all the whereases and where-tos, so thank you. But he definitely has a proclamation there for Bob. The next person I'd like to call up is Ed Moscoso from the Motor Patrol Association. No? I was told by Aaron he didn't want to speak. I guess rank has its privileges when you're the president of the Motor Patrol Association. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ed Moscoso. Or Aaron or Lou, whatever you prefer.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming out today and supporting Bob. I've had the pleasure of being Bob's sergeant for the past 2.5 years, I think. And then prior to that, we worked on the honor guard for probably about the last 15 years. And I just want to say, it's been mentioned before, but he's one of the hardest workers I know. And you know, whenever he comes to work, well, let me say this, whenever he comes to work, I usually have to tell him, hey Bob, you don't start till 5 o'clock, because he's in there early every day, getting ready, getting his car ready, and he's out the door at 5 o'clock when he starts. So we just have a couple things we want to present to you, Bob. On behalf of the Long Beach, give me one second. We just have a plaque here we want to present to you. Long Beach Police Motor Patrol Association, presenting to you for celebrating your 50 years of service. And then now I want to call up Sergeant Hodge from the K9 detail.
All right, good afternoon. Marcus Hodge. I've had the honor of working with Corporal Schroeder for a few years as his K9 supervisor. And first of all, I'd just like to say it was an honor to work with him. He's one of the professionals where he's in the last honorable profession in our, one of the last honorable professions in our society. And he's dedicated his life to law enforcement, not only to the department, but to the citizens of Long Beach. And if anyone that works in the city of Long Beach, you've heard about Schroeder and all the good things he's done for the community. And I just want to give him a round of applause for his 50 years of service to the department. Now, the chief mentioned he's been a K9 officer since 1979, 33 years. He retired from the unit back in 2012. He was an original member that helped establish the unit, set the goals and protocols and objectives, and it helped make the unit what it is today. And the bottom line is one of the best in the nation. And that's all a part of Bob's dedication over his 33 years with the unit. Thanks again, Bob. And as a token of our appreciation, hey, we'd like to present you with this little token of our appreciation. It's 10 $50 bills with 50 little personal notes from each of the handlers, you know, for your contribution with the unit as they work with you. You've been a mentor to a lot of the handlers over the years. And just a simple way to say thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
let's start with giving the mic to Corporal Schroeder, and maybe he can impart some more wisdom upon us, as he has for many of us for many, many years. You want to speak, right? You can just say thank you or something. I don't know. Here, you try.
Well, all I can say is thank you all for coming out. And I worked with a lot of you, and I've worked around you, and that all I can say is if it wasn't for all of your support and for the good partners that I've had in the past, I don't think I'd be standing before you today. This job can't be done by one person. It's a job that has to be a team. And I was very upset when we went from two-man cars to one-man cars, because working as a two-man car, it was so much safer, you could get so much more accomplished, and I think we could do a better job of serving the community. But unfortunately, as times change, we all end up in pretty much one-man cars after training. And it has a tendency to break up some of the teamwork that you see. In the past, the teamwork between officers and that was much stronger. The bonds were developed much quicker, and I think we got more accomplished. But again, I have to thank everyone that's here, those that have retired and those that are still working here, because if it wasn't for you backing me up and assisting me and being my partner in that, I couldn't have stayed here for as long as I have. And it just, from all the strength and all the support that you gave me through the years, helped me to continue on and still have fun doing the job. Of course, I have to thank God, I have to thank my parents, my family, and the Long Beach Police Department for where I am today. And I'm glad to see all of you. I appreciate you coming out. And just know that, again, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much.